Hello everyone, happy to be back again. In this video, I'm going to paraphrase the poem Hawk Roosting by Ted Hughes. The title of the poem, Hawk Roosting, means resting of a bird hawk. To brief the poem, it portrays the perspective of the world through the eyes of hawk. It also implores the contrast and similarity of human and hawk's perspective of the world. Now we'll get into the line by line explanation of the poem. This poem consists of 6 quatrain stanzas, that is, each stanza contains 4 lines. First stanza: I sit in the top of the wood, my eyes closed, in action, no falsifying dream, between my hooked head and hooked feet, or in sleep rehearse perfect kills and eat. I sit in the top of the wood. Here wood refers to a tree. Here hawk is sitting on the top of the tree with its eyes closed, means it is sleeping. Next line, in action. In action, as it is sleeping, it is doing no physical work. No falsifying dream. It means it doesn't dream anything that it wouldn't do. Between my hooked head and hooked feet, here hooked refers to a bent state. Imagine a sleeping bird in a tree. As it's sleeping, its head will automatically bend, right? So its feet are also clutched tight upon the bark of the tree. Next line, or in sleep rehearse perfect kills and eats. This line explains the meaning of the second line of this first stanza, no falsifying dream. Hawk says that it dreams only what it would do. Here it dreams about catching its prey and eating. So the first stanza, it narrates about a hawk sitting on the top of a tree with its eyes closed, and it doesn't dream anything which it wouldn't do. It dreams only about what it would actually do after waking up from its sleep or dream. Contrasting the human perspective of the world through the first stanza, here wood refers to the society. While people reach great heights in status, they dream only what they wouldn't do or achieve. Whereas hawk only dreams about what it would actually do after waking up from their dream. Even though hawk is in a greater height, its heart doesn't dream anything false. But whereas while a human achieve or reach a great height, he would dream more what he wouldn't achieve. That is the difference between human and bird's perspective. Stanza 2. The convenience of high trees, the ass bionins, and the sun's rays are of advantage to me, and the earth's face upward for my inspection. Here, Hawk describes about the convenience of sitting on a high tree. Its first convenience is the ass bionins and the sun's rays. It could get the wind directly in its wings, and which would be easier for its flight, and the sun's rays also would directly fall upon the hawk. There would be no disturbance of tree shade or something else. This hawk considers as a great advantage to it, which in turn is a great blessing for it. And the second one is, and the earth's face upward for my inspection. So as it is on a top of a tree, it feels that earth is facing upward to it, which is easier, which as the earth is facing upward, hawk feels that it is easier for its inspection of searching for its prey. To sum up the second stanza, the hawk, it describes about the hawk's advantages of sitting on the high tree, on the top of the tree. First, it says that it could get the wind directly, as well as the sun's rays would directly fall on him, which would be easier for its flight or some other thing. And the second one is, as the earth is facing upward, it actually is easier for its inspecting its prey, searching for its prey. Human perspective of the second stanza. So advantages of reaching great heights in status in a society. Here the sun rays is indirectly portrayed as a blessing from God, of reaching of God being a great source for reaching great height, and the earth and the people who reach high status, they feel that they are superior and others in the earth are inferior. In short, earth refers to lower class people and high trees refers to high class people in the society. Stanza 3. My feet are locked upon the rough bark. It took the whole of creation to produce my food, my each feather. Now I hold creation in my foot. As we saw in the first stanza, hawk's feet are clutched tight upon the bark of the tree, and it feels that God would have taken much pain in its creation, as its feet are much stronger than anything else. So the hawk feels that it is the best of its creation, and God would have taken much effort to produce its food, its each feather. And the last line, now I hold creation in my foot. So it feels that it is nature is another creation of God. So it says that it is holding another creation in its foot, that is nature. To sum up the third stanza, hawk thinks it is the best of God's creation, and it describes that God would have taken much effort to produce its food and its each feather, as it is much stronger. And in the last line it concludes that it is holding another creation of God in its foot, that is nature.